Hey guys, what's going on? Prime Collections here. It is Tuesday. It's a beautiful Tuesday for the most part. And we're kind of doing kind of a special video today. About 1 year ago to this day, actually, I started collecting Funko Pops. And in that time, my collection has expanded quite a bit to a fair amount of stuff. Well, what I decided to do today was I decided to go through my entire collection and pick out my top 10 favorite 4-inch figures. Now, I've already showed off my larger figures, so I really didn't figure I would include them in this equation. And these were the top 10 after like really looking at what I had that I honestly put as my top 10. Some of them you've already seen, some of them you haven't seen. But yeah, I figured I'd do that today. So let's get right into it as I reveal my top 10 4-inch Funko Pop figures. So right off the bat, number 10 is actually a figure you guys have seen, probably the most recent, and that is my Oregon Duck here, college mascot figure. For those of you there, I pulled it out of its box recently, put it back in. For me, this was, this is just something that hits close to home. Been an Oregon fan for many years. To me, this was definitely something I wanted to get. This is actually a figure I had to wait almost 8 months to get. Had a TikTok talking about this from a company I will no longer shop from. And then when I finally got him in, I was very excited to have him. This is one of those pieces that I'll probably never get rid of in my collection. Hits close to home with the fact of that it's one of my more favorite figures I have, and this would be number 10 for me just because it kind of resonates with me in that term. And I appreciate the look of it. He's got his green outfit on. He's got the green hat. He's got the yellow scarf. I mean, it's just a perfect representation. Love the look of the figure, and I've got zero complaints when it comes to that. Next up at number 9, this one was actually a figure that I was worried that I wouldn't be able to get, but because of the hype surrounding it, I was able to pick it up at the time because it had a lot of them in stock, and that is actually the glow in the dark Infinite Deku, Funko Shop exclusive. When this dropped, I was really excited because big My Hero fan. This fits into my anime genre, and the glow on this is absolutely phenomenal. Like, I think it's a great looking figure. I think that they did it awesome. In general, I've always loved the look of the figure, and I keep it in good condition because I'm an inbox collector, like I talk about. And this is one of those ones that when I first got into collecting, this is one of those pieces that I had to have. The detail on it's awesome. The fight itself that he had was amazing. And like I said, this is number 8 or number 9 in my collection in terms of like my favorites. So yeah. Next up at number 8, this was a figure I never intended to get, but this was one that just kind of happened to be, and that is actually this is my first ever Chase figure. This is the only Chase 4-inch pop I actually have in my collection, but it is the first one I got, and that is actually this diamond glitter Chase Hades from Hot Topic. I ordered this initially for my daughter in in the mail just to have her have a figure, and when I got it and opened it up, it was the Chase. And I said, well, shoot, I'll buy her another one and I'll set this one to the side for her when she gets older. So this is actually hers. But for me, I put it as number 8 in my collection because A, it's the first Chase I've ever gotten. B, this figure is great. I love the glitter of this piece. I think that they did an awesome job. It looks completely different from the initial figure there. I'll try to get that for you guys there if you can see that as best you can. But yeah, no, this is just meant for her. I thought it was a great piece. It's like I said, my first ever Chase. Thus, it comes in at number 8 on my list. Number 7 was actually one that I got pretty recently that you guys actually saw. Was on my channel that I opened up, and that is actually the Proto Robo mascot here, coming in at 6,250 pieces. I love this figure from when they first released it. I thought they did a great job. I love the colors on this thing. I thought it was an awesome blacklight figure. I love the fact they completely did like a special box for this. And I was really excited when it first came out. So obviously for me, like it was a no-brainer when I was looking at my collection going, this one had real value to me just because I love the look of it. And a lot of it has to do just it's very vibrant. It's very different than what I've seen Funko do. And I think that's why I enjoy it so much. So this one, the Proto Robo mascot, actually comes in at number 7, guys. And rounding out the last first half of these, of my top 10 here, this is one I actually acquired through the drop from Spastic Collectibles, and that is this GameStop exclusive PlayStation glow in the dark Kratos with the Blades of Chaos. I love God of War, and this was one of those figures that I never got a chance to get when it initially came out, and this actually was on the drop, so I picked it up for about 40 bucks, and I don't regret it. It's awesome. I've always loved the look of it. The glow on it's really cool. I'm a big time God of War fan, so this one was definitely a no-brainer for me to pick up. I think it's been kept in really good condition, and yeah, this one was definitely one of the ones that I spent a little bit of money on to get, but I love having in my collection, and that is why Kratos with the Blades of Chaos, a glow in the dark GameStop exclusive, coming in at number 6 on my list of my top 10. Moving on, guys, to number 5 here. This is actually one that you guys saw me get on camera again this year, and that is Gran Torino from San Diego Comic-Con this year from My Hero Academia. This figure was awesome. He's got the propulsion coming out at the bottom here, full costume, full garb. He's got his mask right here, and in general they did a really good job on the figure. I loved it when it came out. I love the look of it, and it was definitely my personal favorite out of SDCC this year. So for me, this was a cool one to have. They've been needing to put him in the collection for a while. They've been needing to put him out for My Hero Academia for a while, so they've actually done that, and to see that is really freaking cool, and that is why Gran Torino SDCC 2022 coming in at number 5. Number 4, kind of staying within the anime genre here in general, and kind of sticking along with the theme of My Hero Academia. It's one of my favorite sets that I actually collect currently. That is Overhaul Chalice Collectibles exclusive. This I could not get my hands on for the longest time. I always saw it on Chalice's website, could never get it, and then it finally restocked, and I immediately picked this up. This is one of those ones that when I first saw, I wanted, with the 4 hands going on and the different variations coming off the hands. This is one of the coolest figures My Hero's ever produced. I think they did a great job on this figure. The level of detail, I think, is immaculate. It's definitely one of my top 4 favorites, easily coming in at the 4th position. I think that the sticker placement on the box was really good as well, and in general I think that they did an amazing job with this figure, and I'm really happy with it, thus cementing Overhaul at the number 4 position. Number 3, this one was a birthday present to me this year. I have not taken it out of the box because I don't want to, because I just love him, the look of him in box. Like I said, I'm a massive in-box collector, and that is Jariah with Popsicles from 2021 NYCC shared sticker there. This was another one I got from Chalice. They had on their website. Picked it up, absolutely wanted to get it. It was actually given to me, or I told somebody about it, and then they randomly bought it for me for my birthday, so that was like a big thing. But I love the look of it. He's got both of his Popsicles. It's an iconic Naruto moment. It definitely makes sense that this would be top 3 for me. It's my first ever Jariah pop. I really want to get Jariah on Toad or Jariah on Gamakichi, but that one, or Jariah on Toad, excuse me, but that one's a little bit spendy, like 60, 70 bucks. But this one will definitely do for the time being. I love the look of this figure. They did a great job on it, and in general, I'm really happy that it is in my collection. Number 2, and to no surprise, we're sticking right in the anime wheelhouse. You're going to see a lot of that on this top 10 because that is my, my choice, and that is the Gang Orca from 2021 SDCC. This was one of the other pieces that I needed to get from SDCC, and I got my collection. I love the look of this thing. He is one of my favorite characters in the show. Just in general, I always like the look of him, the style of him, his powers, and to see him in Funko Pop form and actually have him, it's one of my favorites. I think the level of detail is great with My Hero. They've always done a really good job, and this is no different, and that's why it easily comes to the number 2 spot. It's another con piece. These are going to be harder to get as time goes on because con pieces are not as reproduced as a lot of the other ones are, so I'm very happy that I have this in my collection currently. And number 1 is one that I think could eventually someday be considered a grail. It's the rarest pop I currently have in my collection right now. Probably the most valuable, and that is my 3,000 piece Danny Phantom. It is my favorite pop that I have currently. When I got this thing, I you know, I don't have anything Danny Phantom or Nickelodeon related, but this was one of those pieces that I looked at and I said, you know what, you can't get rid of this thing. And it is definitely my most valuable piece. I think its PPG right now is like 150 bucks, but it's my most limited piece I have at 3,000 pieces, and that's why it definitely easily gets the number one. Plus, like, this figure, they did such a good job on this thing, guys. It is so phenomenal looking. Like, I've just, yeah. That's easily why Freddy Funko's Danny Phantom is coming in at number one for me. It was a no-brainer when I looked at this thing. It's the only pop I have in a hard stack currently. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is I am going to, in a year's time, do this video again. And we're going to see who stays in the top 10 as next year comes along. Because I've got some pretty cool stuff coming in the next few months. And there's some pretty limited stuff I have coming in the next few months that I'm excited to show you guys on this channel when those actually do arrive. So, but that's going to do it for my top 10. Not really surprised to see how it played out, Danny being number one, but I wanted to share that with you guys. My top 10 pieces, according to me in my collection. Value has really nothing to do with it. It's just look, style, what I truly think of it, how much it resonates with me as a whole. And I think realistically 1 to 10, these are definitely my 10 favorites when really looking at my collection in terms of the 4-inch pops. But once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's another great video because you guys stopping in and watching it, and I really appreciate you guys for doing that. If you could please like the video and subscribe, I would also really appreciate that. If not, I completely get it. And once again, guys, I will see you all later.